5 a.m. I was covered from neck to toe, lying comfortably in my warm, heated bed yesterday, trying to figure out what story to share with you today. The theme was celebrations. I thought, maybe I can tell the story of celebrating how I survived being robbed at gunpoint. That was just too depressing. And I'm like, okay, let's go in opposite direction. Let's tell the story about celebrating my wedding ceremony and how I was an hour late after having a bad case of the runs. Now that's just too embarrassing. I got it. Last time I shared a story at Story Slam, I shared a story about my son. So as not to have the other child jealous, I thought today I'd share a story about our daughter, Priscilla. Our kids are 10 years apart. That was by design. We decided, my husband and I, that we were too cheap to pay for a sitter. We didn't want to pay for a sitter. So we thought we'd built one right in. She would work for food and board, and food, of course, we're not horrible, until she was ready to leave the nest. And let me tell you, now that she's left the nest, we hear more from her now than we did when she was at home. Multiple calls a day, every day. So over the years, my husband and I have turned to humor to get through life in general, or through parenting, or through life struggles, just a bit better. And through the years, we've acquired some witticisms, and we've compiled them onto a list. We call it the Mike and Marisol list, or the M&M wit list. Let me give you a few examples. When our daughter was younger and she came home from school, and she shared she'd had some issues with a few different kids in school, and she said, "Mom, Dad, what do I do?" "Well, you tell the kids. Why don't you go drink some milk?" She would respond, "Why would I say that?" And we would respond, "Exactly." They'll walk away wondering, what in the world does that mean? Trying to figure out what to say, and they'll leave you alone. Another one would be a gesture. Oh, and by the way, as far as what that means on the M&M list, that means instead of go drink milk, that means go take a hike, you jerk. But we try to keep it clean at home, so we kept the list to ourselves. Another one would be this. And you may have seen this, especially while driving in the car. It's the hand gesture. And if you have a little bit of road rage, you'll see the double with the face. At home, it simply means to our kids just a gesture of frustration. To Mike and Marisol and the M&M wit list, it means watch the face. WTF. Before I slap it. Again, we're trying to keep it clean, so it may mean other things to you. Another thing that we're using quite often is she'll figure it out. A little bit more on that. Back to the multiple phone calls that we get from our daughter. On a regular basis, we get calls from our daughter with a problem. And of course, the great parent that I am, I want to share my wisdom with her. So she's calling me with a problem. Well, I'm going to offer some solutions. So, of course, I give her the great advice, and of course, to her, it's not great advice. It's unsolicited advice. And she doesn't think it's good enough. She doesn't feel like I understand. So she hangs up frustrated. So I, too, am frustrated because I'm trying to help a daughter out. So I share this with my husband, and his wisdom he shares with me. Marisol, she'll figure it out. Let her. So, of course, in my wisdom, I share it with my husband. What do you mean figure it out? We've figured things out already. We're older, we're more experienced, we've lived longer. She needs to listen to us because we know better. Next one, she called. She actually texted, a picture. She sends me a photo of two lights in my text. So I look at the text, looks like two photos on a dashboard. I'm wondering, she's stuck on the road. What's wrong? So I give her a call. Hey, Priscilla, what's going on? Are you okay? Is the car broken down? She responds, did you not get the picture? I'm like, yeah, it's a couple red lights, not sure what it means. She's like, ugh, I can't figure out what's wrong with the car, Mom, and I can't do anything tonight because the red lights are covering my gas gauge, so I don't know what's wrong with the car, and I don't know when I'm going to run out of gas, and the other one is speedometer. I don't know how fast I'm going. And I'm like, let me preface, Priscilla's extremely smart, but when she's in panic mode, her logic sometimes escapes her. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Why don't you go fill the gas tank so you don't have to worry about the gas? And I think you can determine how fast you're going by the cars around you. Not rocket science. Well, she saw this as an insult, and again, she was about to hang up frustrated, but before she hung up, I, as the adult that as I am, I said, you know what, Priscilla? You called me. Why don't you go drink some milk? And I hung up and clicked on her. Anyway, Priscilla, at the ripe age of 23, has figured out quite a few things. She lives on her own now. She's an amazing mother to our beautiful 3-year-old granddaughter. She has an amazing job, and she drives a reliable car. So for that, we're extremely proud of her. More proud that she hasn't asked for any financial support in the last 4 years since she's moved out. Now that in itself is a celebration. So I asked for those of you that have glasses to raise your glasses. And tonight I'd like to toast and celebrate my daughter for the amazing woman that she has become and for the many more life lessons that she has yet to still figure out. Cheers. Thanks.